All right, everybody, I hope you're doing well. Please forgive the wind if it's messing with the audio, but today is a video on how I clean and maintain either my user swords or my Japanese swords. User swords are swords that I'll use to cut with. I'll practice cutting because it's something I like to do. And then my Japanese swords because I like to kind of honor the spirit of having your sword in a usable state. So um, I won't wax the sword blade um, like how I would with my antique European swords. I will put a thin coat of Renaissance wax on those just to keep them preserved in a storage capacity. That way when they're displayed, I can handle them. I don't really have to worry about messing with them too much. The wax is not noticeable at all, and it keeps my swords pretty much in pristine condition. But for my Japanese swords, I like to do a different method, and I'm going to show you this now. So um, first of all, I will take, and this is a very gentle, non-intrusive sort of method. I'll take my sword out of its bag, and I'll put the sword bag down. Now I live in sort of a high humidity area, so for my swords, I typically clean them once every 1 or 2 months. I don't do it a lot. And again, this is a gentle, non-intrusive sort of method. What I did when I received this sword, I took it out of its handle. I used a bit of Renaissance wax and applied it to the Tang area. And the reason I did this is because this sword is not a new Japanese sword. This was made in the 1970s, 1973 to be exact, September 9th of 1973. And it doesn't have corrosion on the Tang. The Tang looks the way it did when it was made. So I put a tiny bit of Renaissance wax on the Tang, and I did not go past where the hibaki is. So this golden collar here, I didn't go past that because I wanted to preserve that metal in there and not have to constantly take this handle on and off to get to it. So I know a lot of people just leave that go. I think it's important to preserve that because I have signatures and dates all over both sides of this handle, and I want to make sure that they're nice. But as far as the blade goes, I will just apply a thin coat of oil and then wipe it, and I'll do that once every 1 to 2 months. So today is the day where I need to do it. So and it doesn't take a whole lot. I use this stuff. This is pure white mineral oil, and you want to use pure mineral oil because it is the purest base form of mineral oil, which is what you want to use to clean steel. This will never let your steel corrode. This is very gentle on your sword. It's not abrasive at all. It's almost like water, but it's oil. And I use it in the spray configuration because it's just easier. I can put a liberal amount on and just wipe it off, and it's good to go for another 1 to 2 months. I do it 1 to 2 months so often because it allows me to run a soft cloth on this and get the old oil off, get the new oil on. I don't leave a whole lot of oil on because I think it can stain your sword. This stuff probably will never stain a sword, but it is just something that I like to maintain and keep because these are treasures. This is a important artifact in my household, so I want to maintain it and keep it good for my kids. When I do this, I don't apply it to the hibaki. I keep it away from the wood because this wood is untreated, and you want it to be able to breathe and allow your allow the air to escape and keep it from oxidizing the Tang. So it gets a layer of oil slightly from people handling it, but that's just natural from over time. So again, what I'll do, I'll show you this here. I'll flip my sword in a position where I can spray. Because I'm doing it outside, I'm going to spray with the wind, so I'll spray it in this direction, and I'll aim it down like this so that I know I can be accurate and not hit my handle with this spray oil. And I will just apply a liberal amount. I'll hit the spine, And I'll hold that there on it for just a little bit. And you can use just a soft t-shirt. This is what this is. This feels really, really soft to the hand. It's not gritty or anything. And I will, on the back, where with the blade away from my hand, I will take this. I'll pinch a little bit into where that hibaki is, just at the corner there, and I'll run my sword with my rag, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it a third time. And by a third time, I won't change the position of my hand, so you can see the oil is there, and I'm spreading it on the blade. So I'll do it so the oil looks uniform. And then I'll flip the t-shirt in my hand to a spot where there's no oil. I'll kind of run my thumb into that hibaki, and then I will take it one pass. I'll change position again, get my cloth clean. Two pass. I'll do it a third time. And that's plenty to leave on. There's no way I can get all that oil off. I'll return it home. And that's that. And again, I do this regularly, so I'm able to take a buff to the sword regularly. I'll put new oil on. I'll take the old oil off, and it's super simple. I've had this sword for years, and no rusting, no any problems. Again, I applied a tiny bit of Renaissance wax to the Tang because the Tang it looks brand new. If you get a new katana from one of these Chinese forges, the Tang looked even better than the modern Chinese forged swords. So it's really quite spectacular. Usually I see swords and their Tangs are rusted all the heck. So I wanted to stop that and preserve it in that condition where the smith had made it, so that when I pass this to my kids, they'll have it in that condition. Again, I didn't use a whole lot, but I did want to preserve it because it's a beautiful, beautiful filing marks and carving. So this sword was made by Minamoto Moriyoshi in September of 1973, and he was a smith who he was a commissioned smith with the Japanese Army in World War II. He started his apprenticeship before World War II, I think in the late 30s, and he became a state smith, so he made traditional style swords and the gunto patterns for like admiralty and captains and any of the higher ups who wanted a traditional forged sword. He would make higher end swords for the military officers. And after World War II, he continued to make swords up until the 80s, where he stopped. He started making ashigata, which are the drawings of the samurai swords, and he was a noted scholar on swords until he died in 1990. So he was known for making particularly broad and long blades. This is a huge katana. This sword has a 32-inch cutting edge and like a 3-inch hibaki. It's a big old cutting tip. And so it's built like a tachi, but it is a katana. It's not, the signature is on the left-hand side. So if this was, if I was wearing this, the signature is out. So this is a katana. It's just a large katana, because katana can get up to 28 inches, 29 inches, but this one's got a 30, by inches I mean the cutting edge, not the back end. So from here to here is like 32 something inches. So and then of course you have the length of the handle. So it's a large sword, and it's very, very impressive. It's got a very wide hamon, very good. Very good metal work, and it's just a beauty. So that's this. modern sword, but it's still a Japanese traditionally made katana. I would consider it like an O katana, though it's a large one, and it's very curved. I know it may not look like it, but the sori is like an inch and something, so it's pretty curved. So I'm gonna put it back in its sword bag now, but I hope you enjoyed this. This is a simple tutorial on how to maintain your Japanese or your user swords. I'll do this for swords that I'll cut with. And if I don't cut for a long time, I'll just get them out and oil them. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.